Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is JJ. So today I have decided to showcase one of my custom painted model car. So in front of you, this is a Porsche 911 GT3 RS 4.0. This model is made by Birago. I actually have this model for quite a few years. I haven't done much to it. It's just been sitting in my display cabinet. But recently I have managed to find some time and I just decided to custom paint this model just to give it some extra details. The original model that came out of factory is pretty good, but I just thought, why not put in the extra bits to enhance it? So I hope you will like the model. I will show you exactly what I have done to the Porsche 911 GT3 RS 4.0. As you can see, I have picked the black version. So this car in real life, I believe there are quite a few colors options. Obviously, they have the black one with the silver trim, and there's also a silver one with a gray stripe. There's also a blue version and also an orange version as well, and one of the kind of popular color would be a darker gray color with red graphics. I actually have seen that car in a car park some years ago now. It looks pretty cool, but when I was buying this model I just couldn't find that color combination, so I decided to go for the black one. I still like it very much, and I like it even more now after I have custom painted some of the interior areas. So as I mentioned, the model car is made by Birago. This is not one of the original Birago models, so it is not made in Italy. This is a Birago model that has been taken over by Meichong Group, so it is now manufactured in China. Nevertheless, the model is still quite a good model. If you don't want to spend too much money in buying this specific model, obviously, if you've got some spare cash, then there's another version available by Auto Art, which is really good. It definitely have slightly better details of the Porsche 911 GT3 RS 4.0, but looking at the price, you spend 40-50 pound on a Birago model, it is not disappointing. Especially if you have some spare time, you could always try to customize the model to your own liking, and then it will look quite a bit better than when it first came out from the box. So without any further ado, let me show you exactly what I've done, and I will also just to give you a look around of the model car to show where are the areas that I like, and where are the areas that I think Birago could do a better job. So let's go. Okay, so let me pick up the car and I will show you the details of the model. Let's start off from the under chassis. It is pretty flat. There are some indentations. A hot stamp Birago Porsche GT3 RS 4.0. They didn't mention it is a 911, but it is obvious. It is a 1:18 scale, and this model is made in China. There's not a lot of details on the underside. However, you do have a painted silver engine block on the underside, and then you also have the chrome exhaust manifold and the exhaust tips as well, which looks pretty cool. And there's a bit of mesh indentation at the back as well. This is a kind of standard Purago model, so there is no suspension as such, but the wheels, they do spin nicely, and you also have steering, which is connected to the steering wheel. So looking at the front, it is done quite nicely. The paintwork is pretty good. I just need to give the car a good polish. There are some marks on it, maybe my fingerprint from when I was looking at the model earlier before I put on my glove. So on the bonnet there is a nice silver racing stripes with red outline, and in the middle you can see the Porsche emblem, which is fairly detailed. And in front of the bonnet hood there's some air vent, but this car not being, or this model not being the high-end model, so you don't actually have the real mesh that is perforated like Auto Art. This is just texture mesh, so it is just a hard piece of plastic, but it looks okay. The headlights detail is okay. It's not the best, but it is okay as a Purago model. And then the daytime running light is okay. You can see there are two pack marks inside as well, but you could easily cover that with a bit of paint. You just need to paint the light with maybe a cloudy white or a light silver color, then that should do the job. There are 3 air vents at the lower bumper, and they are texture mesh, so that's just molded plastic. And then you also have a lower bumper splitter and a silver painted front ganache, one on each side, and it is painted quite nicely. It is quite neat, and it all depends on your luck. So when you are purchasing this model car, I would recommend you to go into a shop to look at it, you know, even through the transparent display box. You can see how good or bad the paintwork is, and you just need to pick the best one that has the best finish. Also on the side you can see there's indentation for the indicator, but it is not painted. Same as the other side. Now on the right hand side of the model car you also see the filling cap. You can't open this obviously, and right at the front bumper there is also a tow hook cover as well, and that is also indented. further up from the bonnet, you can see there are two molded windscreen wiper, which has some details on it, and then the clear windscreen with the rear view mirror in the middle, and then the dashboard is a molded piece of plastic, but it does have some details on it for all the air vents. Across the roof, that's where the racing stripe continue. It is a silver racing stripe with red outline, and I just stuck a Hugo Boss sponsor sticker on it, no particular reason. And then the racing stripe continue to the rear end of the car, and then it said RS 4.0 at the back. Now coming back to the front, if you're looking at the front wheel, the center cap does say RS, and if you look through the alloy wheels, you will see there is a big red Porsche brake caliper with the brake disc that has some sort of details on it with the drilled holes, and you can see it's a 2 pieces brake disc. As this is still a work in progress, I haven't painted the brake disc as yet, but I will do, just to perhaps paint the brake disc to a different color, and then the inner circle I will paint it in a slightly darker silver color with gold highlights, I guess. The actual wheel itself is quite nice, so well done to Birago, but there is no valve cap. I wouldn't expect to see a valve cap for a model at this price point. And then the tires are pretty nice. There is no tie wall marking on this model, unfortunately. And then on the side, on the lower body skirt, you will see the graphics showing RS 4.0, and then the silver racing stripe with the red outlined, and then the door handle which is part of the door as one piece, so that's not a separate part. Moving on to the rear wheel, it is very similar to the front wheel, except that the brake disc is a bit smaller compared to the front, and also the brake caliper is smaller at the back as well, but the tire itself is thicker or wider than the front, because this car is a rear-wheel drive car. And again, it has a black center cap with RS written on it, and the brake caliper does have the Porsche logo on it as well, and there's no tie wall marking nor valve cap on the rear wheel. Moving forward, you can see the racing stripe continue all the way from the side door to the flare wheel arches, and then it extended all the way to the back. and it is exactly the same on the other side, so it's symmetrical. Now the side mirror is painted in silver with the red color on the underside. The window surrounding is also painted silver. The rear quarter window is a piece of clear plastic with black surrounding. There's no window or side window for this model. This is a slightly older model by Burago. The newer Burago, they do have their side window included, just like the Lamborghini Sian. So you don't have to worry about dust getting into the interior of the model car on the newer model, but this one, unfortunately, they didn't include the clear window. And then the rear windscreen is pretty clear. You can see right through to the inside. And then at the bottom of the review window, you can see there is a Porsche logo on it. Pretty decent. And then obviously it comes with a massive spoiler. Again, it has the Porsche logo on the spoiler. Main spoiler painted black with the side painted silver. The strut supporting the rear spoiler, unfortunately they didn't kind of make it perforated, but what I mean is the two black triangle, I wish Burago would have kind of cut them out so that you could see through to the other side. And likewise on the other side, instead of painting it just a silver color, at least they should paint it black, or even similar to the outside and have the two black triangle cut out. But I don't know whether it would affect the integrity of the spoiler strut. It might become really weak and it might break off really easily as well. So maybe I will do something about it. I might use a file and file the two holes out so that it makes more 3D, and I'll do the same on the right hand side. And it is identical on the right hand side. Underneath the spoiler there is a small ducktail, which is here, and there is a center brake light right above the RS 4.0 logo, and then there's some indented mesh, so that's just texture plastic. And then you get a number plate sticker. Nothing special there. The brake lights, they are okay. There are some texture on it, but you also see a massive peg in the middle, which is a little bit unfortunate, but similar to the front daytime running light, you could always just mask the red area and then paint over the middle section, so that will make the peg mark less visible and less obvious. I might do that when I have time. And then on both sides of the rear bumper, I believe there are 2 indentation or cutout that's supposed to have a mesh in there, but this is just one piece of die cast, so there is no details there, apart from you could just about to see the indentation. And then the shiny exhaust, as you have seen earlier. Okay, so now let's open the front hood. Underneath the bonnet or the hood is just a big piece of molded plastic. There's a space in there for small luggage or your shopping. And then right in the middle, if I can show you, right there, it's actually stamped Porsche. It's look quite cool. And then as per a normal Burago model, you do have the peg, that's, sorry, not the peg, the dog legs hinge. This one is okay, it's not too big comparing to the Lamborghini Sian. That's okay, at least they have painted it black so it's not as obvious. Now looking at the engine bay, you could open this up and then you can see the 2 hinges as well. And just like any other Porsche model, there's not a lot of details of the engine. They're normally quite well covered, including this one. So what you can see, there are some engine detail. There is a sticker right in the middle, which said RS 4.0 Porsche. And then the pink area, they are the air filter. I have also painted some extra color just to give the engine bay some depth. Okay. So now the interior. As you can see, the door, they don't open very wide, but still better than my the green Lamborghini Huracan Performante. I think the Performante only opened like that much, whereas this Porsche can open a little bit further. So straight away you can see on the door shield there's another sticker showing RS 4.0, and then on the door card they have actually painted some area in red. It's not bad. You can see the the dash. The speedometer is just a white sticker. The steering wheel does have some color highlighted. The side buttons, and in the middle of the steering wheel on the top there is a red marking as well, and then you can see the air vents and other dials underneath. The pedals, so the accelerator, the brake, the clutch, and the one on the left side where you rest your left foot, they were all chrome before, but I have painted the pedals in a polished silver color. There's no carpeting because this is a Burago model. The racing seats, they're okay. So it is a black molded plastic painted red in the middle and a bit of silver color at the top, and they have also put the RS 4.0 logo on the headrest, and that is for both sides. Straight away you can see the model also comes with a red seat belt. The seat belt buckle receiver is also painted red. Now looking through from the other side, you can see the gear stick in the middle. I have painted that red with the silver top, just like the real car, and I have also painted the handbrake to red with the silver release button as well. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it is there. And then the armrest, it is also red, and you can just about to see the Porsche logo on it, which is here. And again, there's no carpeting on the floor, but you do get the RS 4.0 sticker on the door sill. Same as the other side, the door card has been painted to show some details. That small bit of red is actually the soft handle for you to pull to shut the door. The center console is pretty good. It does have a lot of details on it, and they have also painted the surrounding of the air vents. But the center console, the screens, the buttons, they are done quite nicely. It's very detailed. And obviously behind the steering wheel you will see the indicator as well as the windscreen wiper lever. Right here where the glove box is, there's actually a label, but I can't read it. It is really small, but I presume it probably should say something like RS 4.0 and then some other additional information. Now, there's no back seat for this model, even in the real car. So what you get is actually a red roll cage. So originally when I bought this model, the roll cage is just black, but I just thought I would paint it bright red color to match with the door cards trimmed, the red racing seats, as well as the outlined red racing stripes as well. I think now it looks better because you can really see the roll cage. You know, when it was black, it's not as obvious, so I'm quite pleased with that. Although in the real car, the GT3 RS 4.0 does come with a black roll cage. However, you do find the red roll cage in the GT3 RS 3.8 litre. I think it looks quite good. Painted it in red. And that's all the extra bits that I have done to this model car. I mean, I still need to paint the brake disc and also do some work on the rear spoiler struts to make it look more realistic rather than, you know, having the painted black area and the flat area on the other side. One thing I wish Birago will improve in the future model, which I know they have, because I have a fairly recent purchase of a Birago newer model. Their brake disc and the brake calipers are set quite far in. This one is not so bad for the front wheel, but it should really be a lot closer to the alloy wheel spokes. And if you take a look at the rear wheel, the brake disc is actually set very far behind, and same as the brake caliper. So they should be sitting right behind the wheel's spokes. I'm not sure if it's something that I could improve by taking the wheel out and then try to move the brake disc and the calipers forward. So I'll see what I can do. Oh, also, if you look at the interior, looking at the roof, Birago has also painted it red for us, and the center console above your head is also painted black with the silver buttons, which is quite cool. I mean, overall, it is not a bad model, and it is relatively cheap compared to like Auto Art or Almost Real model. I mean, this Birago Porsche 911 GT3 RS 4.0 is, I think I only paid about 35 to 40 pound. If you're planning to buy one now, I think they're about 40 to 50 pound. The price has gone up by a little, but the model itself is actually quite nice, especially if you have time to paint the extra bits. It is die cast, so it has some weight to it. there is something that I do wish model makers like Auto Art, they continue to make die-cast model rather than using composite. I know the composite model will make the car look more accurate and also to reduce the panel gaps, but maybe they should still add some weight inside the car, maybe stick some weight on the inside upper chassis just to give the model car some weight rather than just feeling, you know, a piece of plastic in your hand. It's always feel nice, you know, when you're holding a die-cast model. What else is there? I think I've covered pretty much everything about this model. Well, I hope you guys like this Porsche GT3 RS 4.0, and particularly I hope you guys like the red roll cage as well as the handbrake and the gear lever that I have painted myself. It is a pretty good model, so if you don't want to spend a couple of £100 or more on the same model by Auto Art, then you know you can always consider a Burago, which is still pretty good. And you know, when you have the car displayed on your shelf or inside the display cabinet, it is quite nice and people can tell straight away it is a Porsche 911 GT3 RS 4.0. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you like the custom paint job that I've done to the model, then do give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider to subscribe to my channel as well. And if there's anything else, feel free to drop a comment in the comment box below and I'll come back to you as soon as I can. And also ring the notification bell after you have subscribed to my channel, so when I have my next video available, it will give you the notification straight away. And if you guys have any request on a specific model that you would like me to review, feel free to let me know as well. If I do happen to have the model car, I will make sure I record it in my next video. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys stay safe. Happy New Year to you guys again, and I will see you in my next video. Take care for now. Bye bye.